Check that out. Morning, everybody. First stop, check A. So I checked this last night. All I'm checking for today is to see how thick the frost is on it. To kind of get a rough idea on how long it's going to be before we can start raking. That's actually not near as bad as I thought. Maybe about 2 hours with that blast furnace running. So, last time I talked to you guys was 10 days ago, whenever we finished harvest. By the way, Mexican food for lunch was a brilliant idea that day. So yeah, all last week we were kind of bouncing around doing some odd jobs. I believe I told you guys there was 3 different chopping jobs that were still to go yet, but it was all little 20-acre jobs. Between Monday and Tuesday, we knocked out all but the last one because the last guy was waiting on a freeze. I think it had finally gotten dry enough on its own, waiting on this freeze. Oh, it didn't even freeze, just frost. He went ahead and called yesterday and said, let's just go ahead and do it tomorrow and get it over with. So that's the main thing on today's agenda. But as always when harvest ends, there's a lot of other crap going on. So as you can see, we got hay now. We got a lot of hay on the ground. Hopefully get a lot more on the ground today, just so we can get this over with. Fourth cutting is non-existent, so I just want to get it over with. We also have irrigating water. So the water that Cameron and I, showed up at 3 a.m., had that crazy long day. That was when our first farms were getting water. Our last farms got water Friday morning because it was turning on as all of us other than Big Chief and Kenny and Bart were leaving town because we all went swimming for the weekend over in Kansas. So it was basically a month apart for the water to go from these sprinklers kind of right here to that ridge line over there. That's how short of water the canal is right now. The wheat's holding on so far, but God, it needs another drink because we got some looking pretty desperate already. But with water over there, we got a pump panel that's all jacked up. I'll explain when I get over there. So this drive, which is this, so the pump is technically considered from here down underground. Pump motor, pump drive. This pump drive blew up on us midsummer. Luckily, had an awesome electrician. Found this one just sitting on somebody's shelf. Not even close to big enough to run this machine. This machine needs like a 70 horsepower pump. This one, 40 horse, and it'll only run at 52 amp. Well, it tries when it fires up to go straight to 60 amp. So if you don't sit here and babysit it, it'll just overheat itself and shut off. I think Dale started firing this up Friday afternoon. Now it's Monday morning. I'm gonna say this is about the 15th time we've restarted it. Super frustrating, and I know you're going, well, why don't you put the right one in? Electrician called the company that we buy these off of. They said maybe we can get you one in 15 months. How is that even an option? How are we supposed to do the crap we need to do if that's the type of answer you get? 15 months? So yeah, just don't even farm this farm for the next year and a half. And then when that one gets here, hope it lasts longer than a year, because we're cooking these things like crazy. And I don't know if it's because we got really crappy electric out here. So the real fun part is reading this little digital readout, because it comes up in such fine numbers. Can you even see that? So yeah, I'm gonna sit here and get this thing going again and see how long it lasts. The ditch shut off, so all we gotta do is pump that, if you can even see it over all these damn weeds. pump that thing dry, and we're done. And by the sounds of it, we're gonna have to do that today, because tonight we're gonna have to drain all of our systems, because they're saying it could get in the 20s tonight and tomorrow night. And you see that plastic pipe coming out of the ground going into the pivot? Yeah, if you don't get it drained, those split open. Ask me how I know. Check that out. That box has a GPS receiver. Finally came in for a tractor we bought 15 months ago. Took 15 months to get the receiver for it. And we actually just bought another tractor here a month ago. When he was dropping this one off, I go, so how long is it going to be on that receiver? And he goes, a minimum after the first of the year. Beyond that, I can't tell you. Yay! I was joking with Big Chief though last night whenever I was messing with this. I go, okay, we paid right at $4 grand for that thing. I could turn around right now and sell it on the internet for about 12, because that's what they're going for, because everyone needs them and they just cannot produce them fast enough for whatever reason right now. It's freaking aggravating. On the way. It's about 10 o'clock. Yeah, it's just after 10. Cattle are fed. Doctor crew just got done. Gave this thing a little bit of TLC. Had some things that were bothering me. Bart was working on what has become a new baler tractor. Get into that another time. Yeah, rake just took off to go get started. Frost just kind of melted away. Now we got to worry about, for the hay crew side, everything drying out really fast now. Yeah, alright, let's go see how this goes. Field number 1 is done. I don't know why, these headers are struggling and it's driving me absolutely nuts, because that one should have been able to cut the whole time at 12, 13 mile an hour. I never had to slow down, and it just would not feed. But either way, beautiful part about starting late is that means we get to force big tuna into buying lunch, so we're gonna go eat. Come on, Cameron. Got things to do. Oh, that's good. So, back from lunch. Just got started on field number 2. It's not bad. Spots are bad. Welcome to the drought, if you're new here. Either way, 30 acres away from being done. When I say done, I mean done. Unless some other random person calls. There we go, guys. The official, real, actual end of silage 2022. This field was quite the struggle. I don't know if the camera picks up how raggedy it is out there. Yeah. Whoa. It's like every other pass was planted to feed, and then in between had corn and grass. So I don't know. The header just didn't know what in the hell to make of all that. So it's kind of a mess. Either way, time to head to the shop. Call it a day. Worked out perfect. It's 3:30. Not enough time to start another project. I don't know if you can see it, but Jill's just spreading away over there. God, getting a lot of manure put out this fall. It's nice. Got looking. Great time to finish. Look at that. Almost in the red on fuel and about the same on depth. And I'm pretty confident in saying we're done, because with last night's frost, tonight's projected cold, and tomorrow's projected cold, we have officially hit a killing freeze. In theory. Still has to happen, but it appears that it's going to happen. With silage, you've got a few days after a killing freeze, and then it's dried down enough to where it doesn't make good silage anymore. Make sure I don't hit Glenn's chopper swinging in here. Swinging ding ding. Park it right there. But yeah, so now it's back to field work, finishing fourth cutting, all that fun stuff. We'll get into that in the next videos. Got to get in and get a haircut this week now that harvest is over, because this is getting way out of control. And a shave. Oh, I'm so glad to be done. Although if somebody called and said they had 1,000 acres of corn, and if we did have to worry about the freeze, I'd be excited. I don't want to do that. Alright. We'll go see what's happening at the shop.